Dalaran is coming back to the ground, boys. And not in the way I expected. I talked about this a little bit before the War Within pre-patch even hit. I said I wish they would bring Dalaran back to the ground and build it out a little bit. It'd be nice. Well, Dalaran's coming back to the ground, but not in the way I expected. Dalaran destroyed. Exploring the War Within Alpha. Let's see what this video from Platinum WoW is all about. You did this. What the fuck?
I got exclusive access to the new World of Warcraft expansion, The War.
Is that his warband? He just got a bunch of new...
New World of Warcraft expansion, The War Within. As you can see here by the new login screen. This is a bug, it actually looks like this.
Okay.
In this sneak preview, I got access to the new zone, the Isle of Dorne, its main storyline, side quests, dungeons, and WoW's newest feature, Delves. But before we get into all that, let's talk about the elephant in the room.
Oh, man.
Okay, so Dalaran gets shot out of the sky in the opening of the expansion.
I think, I'll be honest though, from all the pictures I've seen, like, this is all that's left. I'm wondering what the hell happened. Did this thing get sucked into a portal halfway? Like, this seems like not enough ruins. Dalaran was a pretty big city there floating in the sky, and there's only like 3 giant pieces left of it. I'm really wondering what event occurred in Dalaran for this to be all that's left. It must have gotten obliterated. And I think Illyria in the cinematic, you know, when she's walking around and she gets like a headache and she's walking in Dalaran looking around, that's probably like a prelude to this happening. But damn it, what happens to Dalaran? We're going to have to play through this whole scenario, I'm sure, and find out.
In the opening
it's just the main tower. Yeah, exactly. It's the one in the center.
Your questing experience starts with checking in on Magni, who's not as shiny
sorry,
anymore.
The one off to the side where where Khadgar and all of them are standing, and you're right, that's what it is.
Kind of depressed. Azeroth is calling to our usual suspect of heroes. Also in the alpha, Jaina has her eyes closed the entire time. And when Magni tries to communicate with Azeroth, he's thrown into a coma.
Jesus Christ. Does Magni ever do anything right? Let's be... Magni's been scuffing shit up since day one. My God, he is the worst.
We take Magni to Dalaran to nurse him back to health, and Moira, daughter of Magni, is there. Now, I love Moira. There's probably going to be a whole video dedicated to her very soon. She originates all the way back to classic WoW in the Blackrock Depths dungeon, where she fell in love with Emperor Dagran Tharzan. And we killed him, but they did have a kid together named Dagran Tharzan II.
Yeah, so this guy got a new model. I don't know if he's going to show it in this video, but he looks nothing like this anymore.
Who was a baby for like 15 years, and then, whoa!
Yeah, did you find something? I want to see everything. Give me something to figure out.
He's all grown up now.
Yeah, and he's very much into exploring, so I'm sure we're going to do a lot of quests with him. Yeah, all grown up. I don't know what happened to him. He completely flipped over to his dad's side, I guess.
And as a dwarf, without a beard. And, you know, I really didn't expect him to look like he's a part of a K-pop group. So all the Bronzebeards gather around, and Magni's in a coma. We talk to this giant placeholder Tauren in the alpha build, and then... boom! Dalaran is destroyed and on the shores of the Isle of Dorne. From the various lines of dialogue, we can assume that Xal'atath, the main antagonist of...
It also looks like all the Nerubians are here. Yeah, so you're fighting a bunch of Nerubians in this scenario, it looks like. It's definitely Void-related, the fact that it crashed.
Lines of dialogue, we can assume that Xal'atath, the main antagonist of the expansion, is responsible for this, and she's working with the Nerubians, who are now invading its ruins.
Right.
The weird thing is, the ruins of the city are very, very small, so...
All right, I didn't pre-watch this video. It was my first thought. I was like, where's the rest of Dalaran? What the hell happened? I'm starting to wonder if, like, it actually crashes, or if, like, maybe a void portal opens up and then shuts, and, like, the top of the tower is cut off in the shutting of it, and then it falls from there. Because this doesn't look like all of Dalaran. Either that, or it gets hit with some kind of beam that, like, pulverizes the majority of the city. Because I thought you didn't like spoilers. I don't like spoilers, but this to me is not total, like, it's not totally spoiling the expansion or anything like that. They're still not, they haven't really played through a ton of the scenario. They're just kind of guessing what's happening in between these cuts that they're getting.
Only destroy a chunk of the city? Where's the rest of it? I don't know.
There's still mystery, and that's intentional. Blizzard said they don't want to reveal everything in the alpha.
We kind of just don't have right now. But
Yeah,
personally,
which
I
I'm glad
love
about.
the idea of
So this is the tower that's, oh, it's this actually. I think it's this tower that's left. If we look at the ruins, what piece of Dalaran survives? Yeah, so it's the top of that purple tower. It's this right here. So you're looking at Dalaran, it's this. This is the only thing that survives. So how, I don't know how that's possible. Yeah, the rest of it is sliced, like it's completely gone. There are no remnants of Dalaran beyond that tower. Dalaran is now a donut. Maybe got blasted through the center. Yeah, Sam is 100% a rat. Very true. Sargeras' fat cock. That's probably not what it is, but that's a good
love
theory.
the idea of Dalaran getting destroyed. You know, I always like it when there are consequences at the beginning of the expansion because
I
it
read that
solidifies
comment
the
without even
antagonist
thinking.
as being an actual threat. I just hope we get more context, pretty soon. So the continent this expansion is based in is called Khazal-Gar, located off the west coast of Pandaria. The zone we first get access to, and the only zone that isn't underground, is the Isle of Dorne. Think of it as a mixture of Stormheim, the Twilight Highlands, and Stormsong Valley, all mixed into one. The main story has us working with the Earthen. They're going to be the new allied race for the expansion, and all of their stony, robotic, bearded glory. Their city is the main hub of this expansion, called Dorne.
I can't confirm this yet, but somebody told me that the Earthen are actually taller than regular dwarves. Is that true? Has anyone seen clips of anybody playing as a dwarf? I kind of wanted to watch Mr. GM's stream to see because I know he usually plays as a dwarf. But are regular dwarves shorter than Earthen dwarves? Blizz said they are? Okay, I just want to see how much shorter. Because I hope they're still not that tall. I mean, dwarves are supposed to be short. It's kind of the whole dwarf, aesthetic. But I guess they are a little bit taller.
Their city is the main hub of this expansion, called Dorne. This place is massive. You can spend a lot of time exploring all the nooks and crannies, and there's not one, not two, but 3 different hot springs you can enjoy in Dorne.
Nice.
Someone at Blizzard just loves the concept of hot springs because there's one in Valdrakken during Dragonflight.
Why have we not gotten these yet? It looks like resentful spa patron. Why is he resentful? He looks pretty happy. Why have we not gotten this yet? These guys are everywhere in the game as NPCs, but we have not gotten the skinny human customization yet.
Of hot springs because there's one in
Has to be Gold
Valdrakken
Warrior
during
race.
Dragonflight as well. Another one of my favorite features in this new city is there's this giant hydraulic press that if you stand under it, it just insta-kills you.
Nice. A lot of people will die there.
Dorne also has something called the Coreway, which is a passage to all the other zones, kind of like the Zarlek Caverns in Dragonflight. It gets blocked up, and the main story involves us unblocking it so we can explore the rest of the zones. But like I said, the Isle of Dorne is the only one we have access to at the moment. And there's lots of side quests here too, of course. We fight kobolds desecrating earthen statues and stealing their body parts. And these kobolds have new models and they look quite nice.
Yeah.
They also help some dragon
I love the new kobold models. Those are
expedition
awesome.
adventurers, help an earthen with Alzheimer's, and shear the moss off of some stone sheep, and then beat the crap out of them when they get upset. There are also some hidden NPCs who survive the Dalaran wreck, like the Dalaran rat and turtle, which originally come from the Dalaran sewer.
The Dalaran rats have shown up. Where's Moishi out there? It looks like you're coming to the new expansion, you bitch.
And are an obvious reference to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And there's also my new favorite NPC, Lionel, the magical talking fish from Dalaran, who you have to kick back into the water to save his life.
Nice.
Another thing you can discover in Khazal-Gar are delves. Now, delves are one of the new main features in the War Within. It's solo content that's kind of like a mixture of scenario.
They're awesome in a way. I've seen that there's not much variance in terms of when you go into a delve multiple times. Towley was saying that the NPCs maybe change position a little bit. Maybe some of the nodes that you loot change a little bit. But the majority of it is very much the same. So how repeatable are these going to be? I have no idea. The good thing is you're not going to have to do it. Like Torghast was horrible because you had to do it. That was the worst part about Torghast. This, you just do it as a side thing if you want to. You do it once, obviously, to experience it, and then beyond that, you can do it to gear out when you want to, if you want to. Otherwise, you can go do raids and other content. It does contribute to the vault, so that's a very nice thing, too.
The Mage Tower, and Torghast, all wrapped in the one thing. It's hard to give a value judgment on them so far because they're just very
higher level delves would be fun,
easy.
probably.
And I'm assuming these are more like tutorials than actual delves, but I think they could be cool. Very quick, maybe like 10 to 15 minutes or so.
That's nice.
And it will be nice to have some, hopefully...
Sometimes I have 10 to 15 minutes to play the game, and you can't do a Mythic Plus, you can't really do much, so this is a nice piece of content. If you do have that, your dad playing WoW, maybe you got 20 minutes, 15 minutes to get on. This will be a cool thing to be able to do and progress a little bit.
Challenging content in the game
I like
that you can quickly drop in and drop out of, and it offers some substantial rewards. Lastly, I got access to 2 different dungeons, the Cinderbrew Meadery and the Rookery. The Cinderbrew Meadery is awesome. It's got goblins. I love goblins. It's got bees. Bees are cool.
Yeah.
And the last boss is named Goldie Baronbottom, the BEO. I mean, it feels like it's a spiritual successor to the Stormstout Brewery dungeon in the Mist of Pandaria, and it's great. Lots of big, fun AoE pulls, and you gotta give mead to drunk people as a mechanic for the first boss. 10 out of 10. The Rookery is alright. You know, it's a pretty generic dungeon set in the main city that has lots of void shenanigans, and during the last boss, I fell in the water and was stuck there for the full fight. But I don't know. Maybe
he's not the only one. This has happened to a bunch of people. I wonder why this keeps happening. But Towley also said he fell in the water and all the ads started spawning on him.
Plus, players will think this dungeon is cool. I have no idea what I'm talking about. And that's everything I thought that was interesting in this first look of the War Within expansion. It's pretty cool so far. I just hope that we get to see a lot more soon. I'm gonna go cry over the ruins of Dalaran now.
Yeah.
Okay,
Nice.
bye.
Nice. Yeah, great video. The crashing of Dalaran is going to be... It's going to be an interesting one to play through. I'm very interested in how this whole thing's going to work out. And like I said, where is the rest of Dalaran? This is wild. Why is there only that tower left? Very interesting. I want to find out what happens, how does the Void win, and what are we going to do in the rest of the War Within. Great video.